You're a very soft-spoken man, and sometimes I wonder personally, do you ever get angry? And if you do you yell? I mean, like some of us will get angry and we lose it.
Well, okay, there's not much to be angry about because when you get angry, most times you find out that you hurt yourself more.
Yeah.
But if you take it easy and be able to advise, because especially in our own dear country, if you get angry, you must be angry every minute of the day.
You're very. I want to totally agree with you on that one, sir. Sir, you once said that Nigerians tend to go for the exotic rather than the achievable. What is the achievable, and how do we achieve it?
Well, for me, is that if every country or any society to grow, you have basics. And these basics are fundamental things that you can do easily and all that. And it can work and easily. Well, for example, if you see a place where they have small roads that you can reconstruct, or even existing roads that have potholes and everything, provide basic things like water, repair the schools and everything.
And make them function.
Make them function, make them work.
Okay,
you find out that we're busy trying to build the massive thing and think, oh, well,
and we end up not completing it.
Completely.
That takes me to one thing that now that I have you here as a former governor, I would like to ask. Because I think at the heart of some of the problems we have is the issue of continuity from one governor to another governor. Because a new governor comes in, he does not share the same ideology with the former one. He abandons that one's project and starts a new one. Why are former governors always having issues with their successors?
Well, it's not having issues with their successors. I don't think it's wrong to say former governors don't continue, or governors don't continue from where their predecessors are, or they're having problems. The problem is that you have an unplanned system. If you have a planned system, it's difficult for anybody to deviate from it. That's what always brings me back to a planned system. If you have something like, let me always go back to China.
Okay.
The reason why I use China is that it's an example of a successful society where policies have been properly implemented. We were part of the MDG, Millennium Development Goals, in 2000. Nigeria was the signatory to it. China was the signatory to it. What did China do? China went back to China and mainstreamed all the MDG policies in their developmental agenda. From the national government to regional government,
and Nigeria went to
local government. So it is all inclusive.
Yeah.
And they made it in such a way that every Chinese knew what it is all about. And they worked.
And we couldn't do the same here.
No, we didn't do the same. Because if we had done the same, nobody would be able to deviate. So within the 15 years, from year 2000, they signed it, to year 2015, China achieved all the goals of the MDG. And Nigeria did not achieve one goal.
The Igbos are known in Nigeria to be very successful businessmen. In fact, the Igbos come to Lagos, you show them a piece of land, they turn it into a world-class market. They go to the north, you give them land, they turn it into another heaven. Why has it been so difficult for the Southeast governors to articulate a master plan that can turn the Southeast into some kind of, let's say Dubai, you know? Why has it been difficult?
Well, I don't think you need to turn things into Dubai overnight. What it is to articulate what you need to do.
Why haven't we been able to do this?
No. They've started doing something. In some areas, they're doing something. You know, it's a gradual process. You see, I don't want to say what I did while I was in office.
So it won't be bad for you to say. You know, we'd like to hear examples.
We did industrial estate in Onitsha. And you can go there and see it yourself. They have been able to bring in golden oil, bring in the brewery.
I'm not talking individually. I'm talking about the Southeast governors coming together.
I'm sure there's a follow-up to that. Because if you check where they're coming from, there's things that are that needed more attention, which they are trying to do. Individually, you have to start individually, then collectively, because you have to see a purpose to it. The Dubai that people are citing today didn't happen overnight. I was in Dubai in 1991. What you're seeing today in Dubai was not there completely.
But between 1991 and now, you can't compare Dubai to Nigeria.
That's what I'm saying.
We are way behind. And
Not far behind and far behind. You can't even compare with China that is bigger. I was in China in 1991. If you go to China today, it's a totally changed world. But all these things has to do, I keep saying it, with the global policy of the country.
So we don't have one?
No, we don't have. We don't have. But it is something that is being mentioned and not followed aggressively.
Right.
It's good to cite an example where there has been an articulated policy. That's why I started talking about China and MDG and what have they been to do. Why do I always use China? It's a success story, and it has a population that is far bigger than us. If I give you an example of what I'm saying, where you have an articulated policy, China has a population of 1,371,000,000. It's China. China is, you can say, is the most successful economy among the BRICS countries, which is...
Why so? Why so, sir?
That's what I'm coming to. You see, what China has done is that the leadership was focused on building an economy.
Okay.
And because of that, like I said, today in China, the most critical component of development is around micro, small, medium enterprise.
What is our own government focused on building?
In China, no, it's good to give you an example of what China has been able to achieve.
I don't want it to be about China, because we use it as reference, then we come back to our reality.
Yes.
Now, you've talked about what China is.
If you see what they are achieving,
what of our own people? Here?
If you see what they are achieving,
yes,
and you know the reason why it is pertinent that we do the same thing. Yeah. They have produced a conducive environment to enable this micro, small, and medium businesses to thrive.
So in contrast here,
the consequence is that today in China, this sector that I'm talking
is growing,
contributes 60% of their GDP.
So what are we doing here? What are we doing right, or what are we doing wrong here?
So many things.
Okay.
We're not focused on providing enabling environment for this sector to thrive. In fact, small businesses here probably suffer more than big businesses.
True.
If you go out today and start your small business, I can assure you...
I have started and it has suffered.
Thank you. Yes. The local government, everybody will squeeze life out of you.
Yes.
Unlike in China, where you're encouraged.
So, sir, let me quickly ask, is that now the reason why our youths have lost complete faith in this country to the point where they are ready to die in the deserts of Libya and be sold out as slaves rather than stay in this country?
Brother, it's a very sad story. It is. What government does to people is to give them hope. The leadership and government of Nigeria,
they've just taken hope and kept it for themselves.
There's a sense of hopelessness.
Yeah.
So when people don't have hope, they have no alternative.
That is
and to go to wherever.
That's why we go more to church than to work.
Praying that God intervenes.
And I guess it's not how to build an economy.
No.
It's a problem. Sometimes I can't help but, much as we point fingers at the federal level, I think the state governments and the local governments have a bigger share of responsibility, which is why we are now talking about local government autonomy. Are you for local government autonomy?
Not just talking about the autonomy or no autonomy. Don't say the states and local government share more responsibility. I disagree.
No, I said they should take
the federal
as much of the responsibility as the
that's
federal
why people are talking about it.
Because they have allocation.
If the central government who signed, like I said, you must allow to who signed like this MDG policy, who is signatory to the sustainable development policy, have mainstreamed it into our developmental agenda, it will cascade down to the states, to the local government. So everybody knows it's like a team. When you have a team playing in a field, everybody knows it's wing. And you hardly make a mistake because you could be removed for not doing the right thing. But where you have everybody playing to any side, it's like somebody who is traveling without a destination. So every road will lead you there. Because there's no destination.
Thank you. You've spoken well, sir. Finally, sir. The Southeast have complained so much about injustice, marginalization, and I believe it because I'm from the Southeast. I know that for sure. And we are saying there's no need for us to go our separate ways as a country. We need Nigeria big and united. What is the way forward for the Southeast?
Well, the complaints that you can see are genuine.
Yes.
Look at the recent appointment of judges to the Federal High Court. It's very simple. The complaints are very genuine. We have federal character. We have everything. All we're saying is that let there be an inclusive position for everybody. Let's create an enabling environment where people's talent and hard work can match up the opportunity. Just like you said, we're entrepreneurial. If I'm an entrepreneur and I create business, that's it. Nobody knows where anybody's coming from in America. The man who started Facebook, or who started Microsoft, or who started Apple, they're all in the same country. Nobody knows where they come from. Because their talents, their ingenuity, their hard work is matching up the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Most oftentimes they've accused the Igbo people, of not producing their best. And we've always asked them for an opportunity to let us produce president. Okay, what is the next plan for P2B?
Well, for me, I'm not part of that. What I want is let's have a society.
If we give you the presidency,
no. Let's have
they say give us somebody from the Southeast.
No. When that time comes, it's not on the offering now. When it comes, what is important is that we build a better country, a country that can provide opportunity for the young ones who are now in their productive age, doing nothing, and are living in a sense of hopelessness, when there's a whole room that we can create opportunities for them.
Yeah. Sir, I like you. Yeah. You're a very good man, but I must drop this one before you leave. They say it, and I'm sure most people are afraid to say it to your face, but I'll ask. That's what I do. Why do some people say you're stingy?
Well, it all depends on what you're stingy about.
Right? Yeah.
No. It's not a issue of perception. No. It's not an issue of perception. It's an issue of that you're managing public money.
Okay.
They're talking about public money. Public money must be used for public good. It's not P2B's personal money. It is money meant to rebuild the schools. It's money meant to construct roads. It is money meant to provide health facilities and everything. And it's money meant to support the small businesses, like I said. And the more you can provide all this infrastructure, the better the society. The more you can invest in education.
So if I don't ask you for public money, if I ask you for P2B's money, that won't be a problem.
Even P2B's money, I use it for good purpose. That's why today I visit school. It is not for individuals. I put it in education. Every month I visit at least 3 to 4 schools all over Nigeria, supporting them to rebuild their infrastructure, to ensure that they have chairs for kids to go to school. That's what money is meant for.
We must force free and fair elections on INEC and Tinubu in 2027. We must force it. If we don't force it, then forget it. No need for any elections. The only option, and it's clear that Tinubu wants to continue beyond 2027 as president of Nigeria. He wants to. And he knows it, that in a free and fair election, He doesn't stand a chance. So the signs are there. He's not interested in a free and fair election. So if any candidate, Peter Obi, whether acting as an individual candidate or in a coalition, if he's to have a chance to be sworn in, if he's to prevent being rigged out again, then we must force free and fair elections on INEC. Electoral reforms alone will not do it. There are 4 solutions that we can use to force INEC to conduct free and fair elections. 4 solutions. I'll leave links to the 4 solutions in the description. These 4 solutions, if we implement them even 50%, then rigging in election in Nigeria will be a thing of the past, gone and forgotten. Not even a 5-in-1 Tinubu will be able to rig 2027. Yes, 5-in-1 Tinubu. And I'm talking about Tinubu being the presidential candidate of the APC, Tinubu being the INEC chairman himself, Tinubu being the head of thugs and agberos, Tinubu being the head of the judiciary, and Tinubu being the head of the security agencies. These are the 5 elements that you need to successfully carry out rigging in Nigeria. Now, if we put these 4 solutions into play, a 5-in-1 Tinubu cannot rig elections, because these solutions, they guarantee 100% election transparency. And that is the foundation for free and fair elections. Let's not get distracted. Tinubu knows he can't win a free and fair election. He knows. It doesn't look like he's planning to have free and fair elections. Just take a look at what he's doing with INEC. Take a look at what he's doing with the governors. Take a look at what he's doing in Nigeria. He knows his only option, if he wants to remain in power beyond 2027, now to rig. Now there is the issue of, coalition. I am happy that the coalition is taking shape. Finally, Peter Obi has come out to announce that he is for the coalition. In fact, he has even openly declared his willingness to do only 1 term so that power can return back to the North after 2031. He has declared that willingness. And he has also declared willingness to work with El-Rufai. And I believe that will be a game changer. That improves his chances a lot. But, and there is a big but, all of these coalition talks will only yield fruits if there is free and fair election in Nigeria. This is 2025. And we're talking about Tinubu, not 2015, and certainly not a Goodluck Jonathan. Goodluck Jonathan was free, gave INEC a free hand, and whatever happened in 2015 happened. In 2025, as we build up to 2027, do you really and honestly think that a Tinubu will give INEC free hand to conduct free and fair elections? Does it look like it? We already have an INEC that is under the thumb, the control of the APC and Tinubu, an INEC that is now becoming clearly partisan. Do you think that even if we had electoral amendment, that this INEC or the INEC under the next appointee of a Tinubu will give us free and fair elections? Give us? No. Can we take it? Yes. We must force free and fair elections on INEC and on Tinubu in 2027. And there are 4 solutions to do just that. But we can only do it if we do it together. This is not the time to be acting individualistic. No. This is not the time to bother yourself. Oh, is it my solution? Even if you want to build your solution, we will support you. But make sure that it is along these 4 lines. We are de-weaponizing poverty. We are de-weaponizing impunity. We are de-weaponizing political parties. They have been weaponized. And we are de-weaponizing voter apathy. So, along these 4 lines, we must act to make sure the 2027 election is free and fair. So, what are the solutions? First and foremost, electoral reforms. Yes. But after we get electoral reforms, is that the end? The answer is no. We must take it a step further. In fact, 3 steps further. We must add parallel, electronic, real-time polling unit results transmission, collation, and display. Real-time. Parallel to whatever we can get INEC to do. Parallel. We have the application. It's Election Watch. But we need the people, polling unit marshals. How many polling units do we have in Nigeria? 189,000. Round that off to 200,000. Multiply it by 3. So we have at least 3 polling unit agents per polling unit. And each of these polling unit marshals will enter the results from the polling units. And immediately, election closes on election day. Immediately. I'm not talking about 1 hour later. No. Immediately, election closes, results are counted from the polling unit. We have the result for the whole Nigerians to see on our web portal. We have it. But we must work together to achieve this. We need you to volunteer to become a polling unit agent. This is not a partisan solution. It is not. This is not, oh, I am APC, I am PDP, I am ADC. No. This is a solution for all Nigerians. This is not a, oh, I am Obidient, oh, I am Showore, I am, no. Any serious candidate, any serious Nigerian that is contesting against the APC in 2027, any serious Nigerian that wants a new Nigeria that works for everybody, must, as a matter of necessity, support this solution and volunteer as a polling unit marshal. The application is already developed. We're testing it. We need you to volunteer so that we can put these measures in place. Like I said, if we have these 4 solutions in place, Election Watch being just one of them, it won't matter that Tinubu is 5-in-1. He will lose. And if we don't have these solutions in place, it won't matter that Peter Obi, El-Rufai, Amechi form the biggest coalition. It won't matter because they will be rigged out. And then they will tell you, go to court. I don't want to cry after the election of February 2027, saying they rigged us out. No. We can prevent the rigging. I want to be the one with the solutions, with the evidence. And that brings us to the second solution. Calm guard. To capture admissible evidence that we can use to defend our victory in court. Admissible evidence that the judiciary cannot hide from. That INEC cannot hide from. These are solutions that we can do, but as individuals, it is impossible. But if we work together, easily achievable, but difficult. Now, we must now come together to make sure we achieve it. Tinubu knows that his only option to continue beyond 2027 is to rig. And he's not hiding it. So if anybody is serious about a Nigeria that works, coalition is not the answer. I say it. If we have free and fair election in Nigeria today, if it is guaranteed, Peter Obi does not need a coalition. He doesn't. He will win. Tinubu will lose. I've said it. If free and fair election is guaranteed in Nigeria and you bring a goat, you wear agbada on the coat to contest against Tinubu, he will lose. And that's why Tinubu is not planning to give you free and fair elections. The signs are there. But we can resist it and defeat whatever rigging arrangement they put in place. They are planning for rigging on election day, but do you know what? They are taking it beyond that. They are planning for rigging leading to election day. Do you know that there is a type of rigging that takes place before election day even comes? That is where you have weaponized poverty, weaponized impunity, weaponized political party. These are tools to rig election before the election even starts. And the whole aim of these weaponized political parties, weaponized impunity, weaponized poverty, the whole aim is voter apathy. Such that the only few voters that come out to vote, they are buyable. So they are using these tools to prime Nigerians for voter apathy and for vote selling and vote buying. So we cannot just focus on only election day and say we have done the job. No, we've done the job for election day. Camp Guard and Election Watch, they take care of rigging on election day. But you see, Well Fund, Law Patrol, and Abundance Party, they take care of rigging leading up to the election day. And we must take both of them together to completely eradicate rigging in 2027. Well Fund is a tool to de-weaponize poverty in Nigeria. It is a scheme that helps Nigerians to fish, not simply give them fish. You've heard it. Give a person a fish, you feed him for the moment. The next moment he's hungry, there's nothing you can do because you don't have infinite resources. But teach him to fish, you have fed him for life. Now, if you take it further and you help him to fish, you have fed a whole country. That is exactly what Well Fund seeks to do. Financial support for feeding in exchange for participation in agricultural food production. Well Fund will not only empower Nigerians, put food on their table, it will reduce the cost of food and increase our hard currency earning from food because food will be surplus within a very short time with Well Fund. And when you have a people that are empowered, they won't sell their vote for 500 Naira or 1,000 because they know from Well Fund, they get way more than that. So Well Fund will help to de-weaponize poverty. Weaponized impunity will be handled by Law Patrol. Law Patrol will take care of weaponized impunity leading up to the 2027 election. And then Abundance Party is the tool to de-weaponize political parties. Right now, political parties have been weaponized. Even if you look at the so-called coalition right now, it is the same recycled old politicians that are forming this coalition. Yes, I will be okay with it if somebody like a Peter Obi can emerge as the presidential candidate, but it only takes care of the presidency. What about those at the National Assembly, those in the state, those in the local government? The political parties as they currently exist in Nigeria have been weaponized against credible candidates. No credible candidate with integrity and capacity and character will participate in politics as it is practiced by political parties in Nigeria today. No credible candidate will do it. Only those who, and there are very few, in fact, very rare, like Peter Obi, very rare. How many of you Nigerians can take 100 million naira to go and buy form to become president of Nigeria? Well, now why even see the 100 million? How many Nigerians have 100 million naira today? And it's not only 100 million naira. 100 million is just for form. There's expression of interest too. Then you now talk about money to buy delegates. After money to buy delegates, you will have to settle some bills for the political parties. They go knock you bill. And after that, you have to now start thinking about how you are going to spend money on some people at INEC, spend money on some people in the security agency, spend money on some people to buy votes and all that. Before you know it, to become president, you are looking at 20 billion naira. Number one, how many Nigerians can afford that? And in any case, why would you think that somebody will spend 20 billion naira to become president and then the person will come and care about you? When his official legitimate salary is not up to even 100 million or 1 billion. He must steal. So the political parties as they currently exist have been weaponized against Nigerians. So we must de-weaponize political party, and a tool to do that is the Abundance Party of Nigeria. These are the tools. But the one that is very critical right now is the election day solution to stop rigging. And that's Election Watch, which needs you to volunteer to become a polling unit marshal. It's at no risk to you. I know many of you are afraid. Yes, you don't want a situation whereby you talk and then they come and remove the food from your table. I can understand that. But this does not put you at risk. You are not at risk of being shot. You are not at risk of losing your source of livelihood. No risk to you. But at the end of the day, you stand to benefit from a Nigeria that works, where you will be able to earn much more than you are earning today. So no risk. There is 100% anonymity when you volunteer as a polling unit marshal. 100% safe. But the impact of your action will be felt years to come, because it will birth a new Nigeria that works for all of us. Join us to accomplish this task. The links are in the description. We are testing it right now. Help us to test it.